come on, you stupid bus. You've been 30 minutes late. Oh, hi everyone. As you can see, I'm not at home or in my bedroom. I'm at a bus stop. I'm supposed to be getting the bus to come home so I can produce the most rarest and forgotten kids shows, but the bus is 30 minutes late. Oh, what am I going to do? I can't produce the show here. It'd be so awkward.
Hiya, my name's Sammy.
Oh, hi Sammy. My name is Emily and I am the host of the most rarest and forgotten kids shows. I'm so pleased that you're here because I was going to do a show about you and all the other buses, but I've got a bit of a problem. But my bus is obviously 30 minutes late. I think it's on strike again. But hey, you wouldn't do me a slightest favour, would you? Well, the thing is, if you don't mind, I would very much love to ride on your bus and take me home, if that's all right with you.
We'll soon have you sorted out.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Sammy. I can't wait to ride on your bus. It sounds so much fun. Always wanted to ride on your bus as well. So, everyone, while I get on Sammy, the school bus home, here is what I'm going to be talking about today.
Come and take a ride with us, sit right down, enjoy the bus drive you. We will drive you. Sammy, Harry, and the rest. Stephanie will do her best, drive you. We will drive you. Busy buses, driving hard through rain or shine. Busy buses, trying to get you there on time.
Ooh, that was a bit of a bumpy ride. Thanks, Sammy. Bye. So, now that we are finally home, it's time for me to talk about the one and only Busy Buses! Woo! So, as loads of you probably know, I have never watched this as a child. And the only reason why I do want to talk about this one is because of the most amazing comedy legend and absolute star of the show, the one and only Brian Conley. I absolutely love Brian Conley, which I'm pretty sure loads of you know because he appeared on my Christmas panto back in December, and he literally has helped me live life again, and he's just so talented. I just wish to God I could just have the opportunity to like meet him, talk to him. I think he would love to meet me one day and maybe we could possibly dance together. You know, sometimes I think I need to get my fantasies a little under control. So, Busy Buses is all about these different types of buses, which I have officially written down on this book, because believe it or not, every single time that I try and watch it, I always get so confused and think, who is who? Who is that character? What's that one called? And it's very frustrating. But of course, the only bus that I definitely know is my personal favourite is, of course, Sammy the school bus. I love this character. He's always like so full of positivity. He's always fun. He's happy all the time. And, you know, sometimes he is a little bit mischievous. But do you know what? That's what I love about Sammy. So here I've got written down the characters, of course, which will appear on the screen. So it's all about Sammy the school bus, who is my favourite, as I've just mentioned. You've got Penny and Susan, who are both shopping buses. You've got Colin, the dirty and the smelly country bus. You've got Harry, the holiday bus. Arnold, the old and the very forgetful red bus. You've got Stephanie, the station bus. Roger, the airport bus. And the one and only Mr. Spectre, the bus inspector. Now in each episode, all the different buses have different types of storylines, and like something exciting, something quite scary, but something very unbelievable that is about to happen to that bus. Now, I'm going to talk about one of the episodes that definitely has a very true meaning about railways. So we come to this episode called Stephanie's Bumpy Day. So on this episode, all of like the train stations, I think, yeah, the trains are all on strike or something, or like they're all closed. So all the passengers can't even get on a train. So Mr. Spectre advises Stephanie, the station bus, to go and pick up the passengers from the station and take them to their location. However, Stephanie has a different idea, and it's actually quite funny because she does something very stupid and very not great. So let's have a look and see what she does.
If trains can do it, why can't buses? I expected to be all right.
She started driving along the railway line, just like a train.
It's a bit bumpy, but never mind.
The passengers could hardly believe their eyes when they saw her coming.
Look, there's a train.
My goodness, seeing this bumpy thing is making me go bumpy too. Oh. Eventually, Stephanie finishes the job just right. But of course, she's way too bumpy enough on the way home. And of course, Mr. Spectre knows that she did something very stupid.
It's one of your buses on the railway line. It's unbelievable.
One of my buses, you say? On the railway line?
And of course, once Stephanie comes back home from the garage to go to bed, Mr. Spectre has a very important thing to say.
Now, it was good of you to help Stephanie, but don't ever do anything like that again.
And you know what? Stephanie never, ever did.
Buses belong on roads, and the only things that belong on rails are trains.
And you know something else? I think she's right. Don't you?
Oh yes, Brian, I agree with you 100%. Railway tracks are so not for buses, not for airplanes, not for a boat, and especially not for buses, or even if you are a human being. And to anyone who would even try and walk along the train tracks is just plain stupid. Another one of my favourite episodes of Busy Buses has got to be the one that one and only episode that I saw for the very first time, and that is Sammy's first day of school. Now, Sammy, the most adorable, fun-loving and very adventurous character. This is obviously why he's my personal favourite. He is just so lovely. And of course, you know, he's always like so cheerful and everything. So yeah, perfect way of saying it. And so of course, you know, the school holidays are over. All the kids go back to school. And of course, Sammy is very excited because he gets to do his school run for the first time. I think that is his first time. So as Sammy takes the kids and drops them off at school, he makes his way back to the garage because he's so excited to tell everyone about what he did. However, Mr. Spectre is like very confused, and this happens quite a few times. So let's have a little look at like the first part of the episode.
Sammy felt very pleased with himself, so he hurried back to the garage to tell everyone all about it.
I did it! I got everyone there bang on time.
But Mr. Spectre was a bit puzzled.
What are you doing here, Sammy? You're supposed to be taking the juniors to the swimming pool.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Spectre. Hey, catch you later.
So Sammy takes the kids up to the swimming pool, and of course he goes off again.
Hey, mission completed, everyone.
What are you doing back here, Sammy? You're supposed to be taking the dinner ladies home.
Sorry. Catch you later, Mr. Spectre. Hey!
But when he comes back to the garage, Mr. Spectre is again very confused.
You can guess what Mr. Spectre said to him, can't you?
What are you doing back here, Sammy? It's time to take the children home again.
Oh, not again. Sorry, Mr. Spectre.
Catch you later, Sammy.
Seriously, I have to admit, I felt really sad. I felt really sorry for Sammy because he's like, oh, sorry, and then like off he goes off, and he's so happy, like literally. And of course, when it's time to take them home, Sammy comes back and yeah. But I have to say, I wonder how he felt when it was all over.
Another day done. See you tomorrow, my busy buses.
Everyone had to be especially quiet. And as Arnold began to tell them all about the old days.
Did I tell you about the time when I was a young bus doing the school run?
Yes, Arnold, 100 times.
Well,
Oh, bless him. He fell asleep. And of course, so did the other buses. And this is what I really loved about hearing Brian's voice, like towards the end. I mean, let's just have a little look at it.
And its busy buses settled down to sleep.
Oh, Brian. Just the way that it says, and the busy buses all settled down to sleep. Oh. Another one of my favourite episodes of Busy Buses, and also is another one where my heart really went out to this poor bus. So we have got Susan, the pretty in pink shopping bus. Now, on this episode, it's actually like quite sad for me to say, because I mean, I'm pretty sure like if you ever drive, have you ever gotten a parking ticket? Honestly, the embarrassment and the shame of it is so bad. So it was Susan. Yeah, Susan decides to like do her job, but then she spots something very exciting. So let's have a look at it.
And again, she noticed out of the corner of her eye.
Oh, look, the Lord Mayor.
Susan looked up and down the street, but there was no place to park.
Well, none of the other buses come this way, and I'll only be a moment. I know, I'll stop here.
on behalf of the Chumley Bus Garage.
Oh wow, it's the mayor. Of course, we all would want to stop and just take one little look at the mayor and see what he has to say. But of course, Susan, being so like interactive and like just has to have a look. I would love to say the word nosy, but I think in this show it's a little bit, not right. So she goes in like a wrong direction and like parks in like somewhere that is not allowed. And of course, this happens.
Oh, no.
Susan had got something that buses only get when they park in the wrong place.
The shame of it.
Susan had got a parking ticket.
Oh, I have to admit, when I saw that episode, my heart went out to Susan, especially when she obviously sees like said, oh, the shame and everything. I really should not laugh at that because yeah, that is definitely like the most horrible thing to ever happen. And of course, she's so embarrassed. She is scared and nervous about what Mr. Spectre will say because obviously he would be very cross indeed. So she decides to run away. And of course, with all the other buses wondering and feeling very nervous about what has happened, they all go off to find her. And of course, she has a very nice friend. I think it's Penny. Yes, Penny. And of course, you've also got Sammy, who do their best to look for her. So Penny tries and finds her on her route, but again, she's nowhere to be seen. But then Sammy finds something interesting.
Susan! Oh, Susan!
By the time Sammy arrived at the park and ride car park, it was getting quite dark.
Susan! Susan! Is that you?
Oh,
Oh, go away, Sammy. Come on, Susan. It can't be that bad.
just then, Penny arrived. Oh, there you are.
I found her, but she won't tell me anything.
All right, Pet, will you go back to the garage and I'll deal with this?
Sammy finally found Susan and Penny eventually found Susan. And this shows how nice that Penny actually is to Susan. Let's have a little look at it.
Can't be that bad. Oh, dear. How did that happen?
It doesn't matter how it happened. I can't go home like this. What will all the others say?
They won't say anything. Just stick close to me, Pet, and you'll be fine.
Oh, do you know what? I have got to say, Penny reminds me so much of my childhood friend. Her name was Shannon and we were like really close friends back in primary school, whenever I had a problem, I remember having this one serious problem that I am way too embarrassed about. Yeah, I don't want to talk about it because I'm a little bit embarrassed. I know I shouldn't be because it's just completely stupid, but I don't even know how to explain it. I'm just gonna try, but yeah, I brought in something that was not meant for the day. So I was crying and I was panicking, thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And thankfully she came by and she gave me the most amazing idea. She allowed me to like hand it into the office. They'd look after it. So that way nobody would know. And I got away with it. And yeah, and like, that's the thing. If it wasn't for her, honestly. And yeah, she came to my birthday. We played the most funniest game where like, I would pull up a smiley face and she would pull up an angry face. That was our favouriteest game to play. We loved doing that. Yeah, but the sad news was that when we left primary school, we went into different schools and we never saw each other again. However, we are Facebook friends, but we don't really talk, which is very sad, but yeah. Anyway, cut a long story short, yeah, so... And of course, you know, Penny reassures Susan that once she wakes up in the morning, it will be gone. But does it work?
And by morning, it was,
Oh, it's gone!
said Susan, surprised and delighted.
Hooray! It is gone. And this shows just how nice and so sweet this programme is. And how all like the buses are like so nice. Let's have a little look at it.
Well done, busy bosses. You all managed to get a parking ticket this week.
Oh dear, all the buses got a parking ticket. Oh dear, Mr. Spectre is definitely on the warpath. Oh gosh. Another episode that I would also love to talk about is definitely the one where Roger, I think he's the airport bus, and it's actually like snowing back in Cholmondeley Street. I think that's the location of where the busy buses are. So apparently there's a bit of a problem and Roger decides to help. But of course, where it's so snowing and the snow is very thick and of course very icy, he decides to obviously like take the risk and go on his own. But Sammy, let's have a little look at it.
Hey, cheerio, chaps.
Want me to go with you, Roger? Mr. Spectre won't know. It will be our secret.
Yes, it's a very nice idea, Sammy, but one day when you're an older bus and a bit more experience, what?
Oh.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Chocks away.
Oh, see, this is why I love Sammy. I mean, how nice of him to ask Roger, would you like me to go with you? How sweet. But of course, Roger decides to say no and does it on his own because he thinks that he's a know-it-all. But of course, and this is again why Sammy is the most nicest bus of all. He decides that maybe Roger does need a friend. But of course, with Roger unaware, Sammy follows him.
And you can guess who was following just behind, can't you?
When you're older. Huh. I'll show him. I can look after myself as well as the next bus.
And it was a good thing that Sammy did go off and follow Roger because something terrible happened. Let's have a little look at it.
Had so many passengers from the plane that his wheels were sinking into the snow until he was well and truly stuck.
Oh, I don't believe it.
Oh dear, Roger's got his tyres stuck on the snow. What will he do? But of course, Sammy comes to the rescue.
Has to do what a bus has to do. Way! Roger. Cheer up, Roger. We'll soon have you sorted out.
Oh, yes, well, I hope so, old chap. It's getting a bit nippy out here.
When I say now, rev your engine. Here we go.
Right you are.
And as Roger revved and Sammy pushed, Roger slowly began to move.
Bravo, Sammy. This is why Sammy is my favourite bus of all. And do you know what? I've been saying it and saying it. I think, yeah, we're all getting a little bit annoyed. So I apologise. But yeah, I think now you know why I love him so much, of course. So Sammy and Roger drive all the way home back to the garage, but of course Roger asks him for a little favour.
Mind if I ask you a favour, old boy?
Of course you can.
When we get back, don't, mention this to the others. The spot of bother, what?
Of course I won't. It'll be our secret, eh, Roger?
Absolutely.
Yes, Sammy, yes, Roger. I promise you that your secret will be safe, especially from Mr. Spectre. Mr. Spectre! Mr. Spectre! Come quick! I've got something to tell you! As if he's ever going to pop up. Yeah, that's for sure.
What are you doing here?
Mr. Spectre! What a pleasant surprise. I just wanted to call you and say that I hope you have a very nice day today. Because you see, we're in spring now, Mr. Spectre, and I really do hope that the sun and the flowers will bring you so much joy. So that is what I wanted to say to you, Mr. Spectre. I hope you have a very nice day.
Yes, of course he can.
Honestly, I really do need to keep my mouth shut. Now I'm beginning to wonder why I'm so shy. Every time I talk, everyone's like, ooh. Another episode that I would also like to talk about is also the old bus, Arnold, the big red bus that was way back in the day, definitely like between the 60s and the 70s, where you would just like run to the bus, jump up on it, give the whatever it was a ticket, and just sit down and run, you know. I mean, how cool was that? I mean, it's not even like that anymore, which is quite sad. But anyway, on this episode, Arnold, however, is very weak and he's like not really feeling himself and he doesn't want to do his job today. So of course, Mr. Spectre decides to call in on his brother Archie, who is an absolute show-off. Let's have a little look at it.
All day, Archie drove around Chumley making friends with everyone.
Morning, Stephanie.
Good morning, Archie.
Hey, Chocks away, Roger. Chocks away, Archie. Oh, lovely day, Penny.
It is Archie.
Almost as lovely as you, my dear.
Oh, you cheeky thing, you.
Poor Arnold. Archie giving, it's having all the attention when really it's Arnold who's been doing all the job. I mean, he's been working for so long and he's getting to that part where he's beginning to forget things. But of course, when it's time for them to go to bed, Sammy, however...
Don't worry, Arnold. We'll think of something.
Oh, he gets to sleep by Roger and they also hatch a little plan. So let's have a little look and see what happens.
Go, Arnold, go!
Sorry, Archie, with Arnold on the road, I have nothing for you today.
Nothing for me?
Well, we'll soon see about that.
Thinks he can take over my route, does he? Well, we'll soon see about that.
And for the rest of the day, Arnold and Archie battled it out on the roads of Chumley.
Hey,
I'm the youngest, so I'm the fastest.
when these gates go up, I'm going to give you what's more. Here we go! Hey! You don't scare me, Archie.
Yeah, well, you
Do
don't
know-
scare me.
I'm waiting.
No, you're not iron. See, look.
I'm waiting. Oh, my head.
Yeah, well, that's because you're old. It didn't hurt me at all.
So, of course, Arnold got his revenge on his little brother. And, of course, he wins and he gets his job back. And, of course, Archie can no longer stay in the garage. So, bye, Archie. Don't ever come back. And now we come to, I think this is going to be my final one to talk about. But I have got to talk about the one, of course, where it's all about Sammy. And not just him, but I think it's between Colin or Roger. I think it's Colin. So in the evening, all the buses all fall asleep so quickly, and even Mr. Spectre goes up to bed, and of course he closes the garage. However, there are two buses that are missing. You've got Sammy, and I think it's Colin as well. Sammy drives the kids off back to school from the school concert and obviously takes them home, and Colin, however, joins him, and as they go back home to the garage, there's a little problem.
So you can imagine how surprised they were to find themselves locked out.
Why have they done that, Colin?
Colin wondered if it was because he was a bit smelly again.
Oh dear, how on earth are they going to get out of this one? I mean, Mr. Spectre has gone to bed and Sammy and Colin are too small to even use their lights. But Sammy, however, being the most bravest and smartest bus of all, has the most amazing idea. And I have to say, it is something a little bit dangerous, but let's have a little look at it.
Are you sure this is going to work?
Of course it is. It'll be brilliant.
Oh, dear.
Little by little, Sammy drove onto Colin's roof.
Oh, way! Look at me, Colin.
Stop wobbling, will you?
Sorry. Let's get back to the garage.
Right you are.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, Sammy standing on another bus? That is dangerous indeed. Seriously, I can't even imagine myself standing on a bus. But then again, if you think back to watching the film Pete's Dragon, where Pete like jumps on the school bus, that is extreme. But then again, he was on a harness, so that is definitely safe. So of course, they both drive along and Sammy's still riding on top. He then uses his lights and shines it on Mr. Spectre's bedroom. Let's have a little look at it.
Lights on.
Poor Mr. Spectre could hardly believe his eyes.
It must be a dream. What do you say, Ted?
I think he's awake now, Colin.
And I think you back off my roof before he sees us.
So while Sammy and Colin hurried off,
Right you are.
Mr. Spectre got up and came downstairs.
Oh yes, it worked. And of course, Mr. Spectre was not cross indeed, because he was so happy and he felt really, a little bit bad for leaving Sammy and Colin out of it. So of course, you know, they let him in and of course they all go to sleep. Another thing that I do want to point out, just before I do actually end this video, has got to be the one where like all the buses go to the beach. Now this is Sammy's very first time and he plays around on the beach while some of the buses, they like to sit down and relax and listen to the band playing. Two of them do a bit of volleyball, which is quite fun. I've always wanted to do that, but then again, I don't know if I could do that all day long. So yeah, not my kind of thing I would do. So Sammy plays way too hard and he eventually falls asleep. However, there is a big problem.
The tide was coming in and Sammy didn't realise. If he didn't wake up soon, he'd end up swimming.
Look, there's Sammy, and look where the water is. Oh, what can we do?
We better wake him up quick. All right, everyone. You know what to do. Ready?
Ready.
After three. One, two, three.
Wake up, Sammy! Wake up! Ah! Did you see the bit when, like, the minute that he woke up, his eyes just went out like it was a 3D film? Let's have a little look at it, but in slow motion. Ooh, I really hope whoever grew up watching this did not get traumatized by that. But then again, it worked. Sammy drives off from the tide and he is safe. He'll come back home and everyone is talking about it. And I have to say, Sammy surely does have loads to say.
It's a good job it's only once a year.
Sammy? Shh. Well, that is all it for this episode. I really do hope that you enjoyed it. I apologise again, I have not been here lately, but it's really been tough. It's one thing after another. But fingers crossed, we will have another one involved. This next one, hopefully I will talk about, is definitely a big part of my childhood, which I definitely remember watching at a young age, and I spent many years not even watching it anymore and then seeing it again. And of course it is narrated by another comedian, which I will definitely talk about. So in the meantime, come and take a ride with us, it's something, something. I can't even do the song, I'm so stupid. But yeah, so see you everybody and enjoy your bus ride.